In the summer of 1969, a recently discharged Navy flight surgeon, Larry Polich, walked into a Pontiac showroom in Long Beach, California, and ordered a new black-on-black Grand Prix. With its subtle rear deck, a fighter pilot's cockpit, the first embedded windscreen antenna, and a nose resembling the 18th century Ottawa chief Pontiac himself, this automobile, designed by John Z. DeLorean, was probably the most elegant of all the muscle cars made in America during that era. That Vietnam War vet would eventually marry my sister, and they would settle in Pasadena, where he would open a medical practice. 9 years later, the Grand Prix having served its time with distinction, my good brother-in-law would offer me the car for free. I would have to fly to Los Angeles and drive it back to New York. Only 9 years old, this automobile was in pristine condition with a Southern California no-rust sheen. Always a jalopy owner, the Pontiac was the first nice car I ever owned, the first automobile that I felt in sync with the moment I sat behind the wheel. After thanking the good doctor profusely and kissing my sister goodbye, I drove north to San Francisco to visit a friend and to show off my new wheels. While sightseeing through the city by the bay, my elbow out the window, I could barely contain my smile, or see over the long hood on the steep climb up Telegraph Hill. A few days later, heading east on Route 80, I figured the Sierra Nevada mountains would be the first test for this gorgeous beast. There I learned the meaning of the term muscle car, as it handled that steep divide as if it were cruising on the LIE. Later, pulling into a rest stop in Reno, Nevada, the mellifluous exhaust sounded like the bass voice of a doo-wop group, and the stylish interior called to my wandering mind Anne Ranking, the high-kicking chorus girl from Coco. And by the time we were crossing the plains, I found myself talking out loud, as if the Pontiac and I were on a date. You're probably used to valet parking. How many times a month were you through the wash? Simonized? You probably missed driving the Poliches out to PJ's on Santa Monica Boulevard for Bossa Nova night, or to Las Vegas to hear Tom Jones at Caesars. But I think you and I are going to be great together. By the way, you look beautiful. And when I pulled into the motel disco parking lot in Grand Island, Nebraska, I was pretty sure I had won her over. A couple of farmhands passing a pint in the parking lot nodded in silent approval as I slowly rolled by, engine rumbling, sun sparkling on the black hood. 351? One of the guys shouted. I nodded, yes, and gave him a thumbs up, even though I had no idea what he was talking about. Back on the road later and making more small talk to the windshield, I admitted, you'll have to get used to tight parking on narrow side streets, long overheated waits at toll booths, too much salt on that chassis, cold winter mornings when you would rather sleep than turn over. I guess I should tell you, I don't have a garage. And yeah, I'll have to lock your doors at night and place a no radio sign in your window. At the Delaware Water Gap, passing into New Jersey, the radio picked up WABC 880. Hello, love. This is Ron Lundy from the greatest city in the world. And at the George Washington Bridge, I crooned, hey, babe, take a walk on the wild side. So when the Great Shakedown cruise was completed, I named her Anne, after Anne Ranking, durable and handsome. What turned out to be a 7-year marriage made in Pasadena.